This is an RNZ podcast.
There's no time to waste, huh? You have to do this pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, you have to. The degrees, you can say 350, 400. So it can burn really quick. So you have to watch all the time.
And once you start, you've just got to put all of the dough that you've prepared, you've just got to be like super efficient, right?
Yes, non-stop. No bread, no breakfast.
Spoken like a true Turkish person while dropping some pearls of wisdom in between dexterously pulling out warm, perfect loaf after loaf from a burning hot wood-fired oven. It's heavy, sweltering and often round-the-clock sort of work, but with some special perks to be enjoyed.
So I usually start 4 or 3 a.m. in the morning. What I do, the first bread, when it's coming out, I always eat with the butter and cheese. It's really nice. Traditionally we eat cheese, butter or olive oil, tomato. Yes, it's amazing.
Good life.
You don't need anything else anyway.
That's right.
And fresh, beautiful bread.
I'm at Zeki's bakery today in West Auckland to bring you the third part to breaking bread, with Turkish business owners and bakers Mustafa Suphy, who you just heard at the top, and Anil Ozbal.
So I grew up in Ankara, capital. Was born and grew up there. We moved here when I was 16.
Anil Ozbal there is the son of Yusuf Ozbal, a master baker who's away enjoying his retirement overseas after decades of doing the hard yard. But in the able hands of Anil and Suphy, the bakery's running like a well-oiled machine. Bread is inextricably part of Turkish identity, so much so that there's evidence of bread making in the Anatolian region that goes back as far as 6000 BC, where wheat was a staple crop.
Bread is an important part of a daily food in Turkey. Everything you eat, whether it's breakfast, lunch or dinner, we have it with bread. It's like rice for the Asian. Bread is for the Turkish. It's part of the culture.
As long as there's wood for the fire, the baking doesn't stop around here. There's a whole range of Turkish breads being churned out, from borek to gözleme, but the one that holds a special place here is the humble pide, the Turkish flatbread.
It's the simple, plain, wood-fired breads. Nothing beats that. Anything you do actually in the wood-fired oven is better than the electrical oven. It gives that unique texture, the taste.
If one thing's obvious, it's that when it comes to bread, simplicity works. Business here seems to be thriving.
So your father started baking and then ended up teaching Suphy.
That's right.
And you have been helping out with the business. You're now a partner in the business.
I've always been helping out with my dad with the business, delivering, helping, preparing the dough with him.
How old were you when you started?
I was 17. I'm talking about 2004. We were studying in high school, me and my brother, when we first came here. And he was in the industry, he was baking. And then we did help him because there was short of staff back in the time. And when he needed help, me and my brother used to come after school and help him. Preparing the dough, packaging the breads, and sometimes delivering. Bakery is a business that runs almost 7/24. You start very early in the morning, you finish late, and when you have orders, sometimes you finish even more late. And then you do delivery at night. So it's sort of a business never ends.
It was a humble beginning for Anil's father, Yusuf Ozbal, who worked for the original owner of this business, Zeki Kizilata, after whom it's named. After Yusuf took over in the early 2000s, the bakery began supplying restaurants all across the Auckland region every day. And it wasn't just about staying true to Turkish tradition, but almost making sure that they didn't entirely shut the door on memories that they brought with them here when the family migrated to New Zealand.
Growing up in Ankara was great. We weren't in the inner city. We were in a town of Ankara. So in a smaller towns, everybody knows each other. We were playing outside with the other kids. So it was great. My favorite memory, I would say, that the breakfast normally, when you first wake up as a child in Turkey, my mom prepares the breakfast, and then we just go buy bread from the local shop, mostly the dairy shops. They do all have the breads delivered them early in the morning. So there are huge bakeries in Turkey. They make bread all through the night and they deliver all around the towns and cities. So when you wake up, you go to your dairy that's close to your house. There's still hot, fresh bread. So you just buy them. And my best memory would be eating some of it on the way to home before the breakfast.
Back at the oven, Suphy's stacking up wood and barely breaking a sweat while skillfully using a broad wooden paddle to retrieve the ready loaves. The whole act seems to have become a bit of an attraction for the cafe.
Yes, that's why the people is coming and watching me all the time. Sitting and watching me.
Yeah, it's like a show.
That's right.
Watching bread being made live like this, you don't see it very often, you know.
No one is making a Turkish pide or Turkish bread in the wood fire in New Zealand.
What's your favorite bread to make?
I like to make pide, the one we're making at the moment. Whatever is, taken in the oven is coming from the oven. It's amazing taste anyway. So we're doing bread and then plus Turkish pastries as well. And then we call the pide, Turkish pide, lahmacun. And everything is a wood fire. You can see it get dark.
So you need to keep the temperature up. When you first came to New Zealand, did you miss Turkish bread?
I miss everything, but of course Turkish bread. My dad has a shop as well in Turkey, so over 30 years. So once we opened the shop, they were delivering bread in the morning, and the bread smells all over, the shop. And then when I come here, when I open the shop, that's what I feel like, same smells, like how I used to have, to be honest, how I used to have with my family.
It turns out that what New Zealanders know as pide is not what a Turkish person calls a pide. They're referring to the OG pide, a topped bread. Pide goes back to being a staple from the time of the Ottoman Empire, when it was an ancient Anatolian practice of baking these elongated, boat-shaped flatbreads on the walls of communal brick ovens. They're usually topped with things that differ from region to region around Turkey. It could be mince, cheese, or eggs.
Another maybe like 15 or 20 minutes.
So not long.
And then it's ready. No, it's very simple, very simple dough. It's not like a sourdough, ciabatta, or focaccia. Super quick. You can anytime make it. That's why Turkish people love bread. It's simple, eat all the time. That's the bagel we're making now. We call it simit. If you go to Izmir, we call gevrek. And here, like Turkish bagel.
What makes it different to a regular bagel?
This one is a more sweeter. Yes, it's a bit bigger, slightly.
And it's called simit.
Simit, we call simit.
Is it a breakfast bread? Or?
Breakfast. So if you go to Turkey, you can see everywhere simit. The cheapest breakfast in Turkey. They're putting the tomato or feta cheese inside when they cut in the middle. And they put tomato, feta cheese, and that's the cheapest breakfast in Turkey you can have probably.
What's Izmir like?
Beautiful city. It's super sunny. People is very nice, very friendly, and I believe it's different than the rest of Turkey. So I love my hometown. It's beautiful. For wherever you go to Turkey, you go to East, different culture, different food. If you go to West, different. If you go to South, it's different. So you will have always different taste.
The Ottoman Empire, it was so widespread, right? From Turkey to the Balkan countries to Greece. And there's so much shared culture and tradition amongst all of you.
That's why we have so many customers here from Serbia, Croatia, Macedonia, Bosnia, They are similar, eat similar. We call börek, very traditionally. That's why we make in here spinach pide. In Greece they call spanakopita, but all the Balkans call börek.
Varying names, one common driving force, the love for a freshly baked loaf straight from the wood-fired oven. And looking at the cross-section of people pouring in, it's clear that they know exactly what they're looking for at Zeki's bakery.
When people see authentic food, like what we do here, the böreks, the Turkish filo pastry food, it's quite unique and you cannot really find it in a lot of places.
Do you have that kind of relationship with your customers? Do they ask you about Turkey?
Well, they do often. People are fascinated with the other countries, especially going to an authentic place like what we do here. I think we are quite unique. Everyone sort of likes to repeating. Mostly people like the repeating stuff. They ask questions about it. They ask questions about where we came from and how things are baked. So yeah, it's great. People are fascinated.
Anil, Ozbal and Mustafa Suphy talking to me about their love for Turkish traditional baking. And that is the third part to the series Breaking Bread as part of the Here Now podcast. You can catch a video and more photographs on each episode on the RNZ website, and make sure to follow the podcast on all your favourite podcast platforms. My name is Kadambri Raghukumar. Thanks for listening.